An interesting thing that I heard you talk about before is the issue of risk. And with the Federal Reserve Bank printing so much money, essentially stimulating our way out of a recession, a crash, trying to eliminate risk. And that being a reason people are moving to cryptocurrency because we're seeing what's happening with the dollar, like you just talked about. We're seeing the dollar get devalued. I mean, is that why people are moving to cryptocurrency? Because they're worried about the value of the dollar, or do they just want to say, screw you to the government and to central banks?
I think it's all of the above. But if you think of it again, I'm a macro guy at heart, and I look at bond yields. People used to have bonds. We don't now because there's no yield. So yes, the system owns them, but as individuals, they're not interesting to us. So that's taken the bond market, the biggest, largest source of investment on earth, has just been taken out of the equation. It's just not relevant to us. You might as well own cash. And the Fed decided, well, we can't allow, because all the companies are so in debt, we can't allow the credit markets to blow up because that would be a house of cards. So they started buying credit. So credit now doesn't react to the business cycle. So that's taken that out. And then we've got the currency markets. So now we're not talking about the debasement of fiat currency overall. We're talking about the dollar versus the yen versus the euro. That's been flat for 6 years now because the governments don't want it to move, because if the dollar moves too far, it blows up the world again. So what we've got is very few avenues to actually make money. Now, real estate, sure, but it's expensive for most people. And also, banks don't want to lend necessarily unless you're rich already. So what avenue have you got left? You've got the equity market, all-time record high valuations. Okay, money's going to keep going in and it'll get more crazy in valuations. But is that the best bet? Or is it the market that has a 2 trillion valuation that could go to 100 trillion and is the future of the entire financial system and global business model? It kind of makes sense for people to start reallocating assets.
I mean, cryptocurrency, is it an investment or is it money? Because, when I keep cash or I buy gold, I don't look at that as an investment. I look at that as money that I'm holding or saving. But it sounds like you're looking at cryptocurrency as an investment.
I'm looking at it as both. Some people philosophically want to use it as money. That's okay. I'm pretty happy using the US dollar for transactions. I don't have any savings in a bank account right now. I mean, I'm 100% allocated to crypto, which is an aggressive risk strategy because this is a 70% volatility asset. So it's extremely volatile. But it's the right point in the risk cycle for me to take that risk. But generally speaking, some people want to get out of this system entirely, and I get that and I respect that. Others just want to use it to offset what the central banks are doing and making sure that their savings grow still while operating within the current system, because it's bloody hard to buy a house with cryptocurrency right now.